Yeah. I was gonna clean my room until I got high. I was gonna get up and find the broom, but then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. Why, man? Yeah, cause I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. La da 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 da. I was gonna go.
Welcome to Swordbox Ministries for our Monday video. This week Mickey continues talking to young people. We are stepping it up a notch and talking about drugs and alcohol and the effect it has had on individual lives and society as a whole. Our verse for today is from Paul's letter to the Ephesians, chapter 5 verse 18. And do not be drunk with wine, in which is dissipation, but be filled with the Spirit.
Welcome back. We've been talking about teenagers. We're going to hit some of the tougher topics that teenagers are dealing with. Today we're going to talk about drugs and alcohol. You know, did you know that nearly half of all teenagers in America today have used some type of illegal substance in the last 30 days? That is an absolutely staggering and horrifying statistic when we think about it. You know, this is a result of a nation who has turned its back on God. This is what the ACLU and liberal politicians have fought for years, a society free from God. Is this freedom? Kids will be filled with something. If they're not going to be filled with God, what's left? Can generations of adults who have indulged themselves in drugs and alcohol expect better from their kids? Is this what we have taught them in our culture? Many young Americans destined for greatness have been stopped short by drug and alcohol addictions. The weekend party that ends with a drunk driving incident or overdose has almost become commonplace on our news programs today. We have all seen or heard of people dying from the results of drug and alcohol, families torn apart, marriages ruined, homes and possessions lost, and potential dreams shattered. Drugs and alcohol will cause you to say and do things that you never thought you would, leading to perhaps a lifetime of regret. So why would we keep as a society doing these things when we know they're harmful, when we know they're destroying us? Well, I think there's many reasons that teenagers today might find themselves trying drugs and doing these things. Number one, it could be just simply not knowing how to cope with their problems. It could be just that they want to be accepted, and they feel that if they do these drugs, if they go out and drink, or if they engage in the party, then they're going to be accepted. Maybe it's just simply pleasure. They just want to have fun and aren't even thinking about the consequences. Or maybe there's that appealing, carefree lifestyle, that illusion that comes with the drugs and alcohol. Or maybe it's simply to numb some emotional pain that they're experiencing. Or maybe they feel like they're simply missing out. There's something over there that everyone else is doing that they're missing out on by not doing drugs. Or maybe it's simply, like I said before, it's been taught to them by our culture. They've seen their parents do it. They've seen their uncles do it. They've seen their aunts do it, their older brothers. And they've watched it on TV and in the movies and how it's been glamorized. And it's just something they feel is totally normal and acceptable. Few people, if any, ever try drugs with the belief that one day they're going to be completely controlled by this drug and be an addict. Teens as young as 13 and 14 years of age are running away from home and becoming enslaved to drugs and alcohol. They may be looking the streets for the next, panhandling streets or even selling their bodies to get money to buy these drugs and alcohol. So how do we as a teenager, or you as a teenager, obviously I'm not anymore, find your way through this minefield of drugs and alcohol and avoid stepping on these landmines and exploding? Well, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. I'm going to give you some very practical ways how I think you can begin to battle this, because you've got to have some tools in your belt, because you're going to be tempted. I don't care what society you live in, whether you're in the country or in the city or in the suburbs. Your drugs are everywhere. They're all over your schools. They're all over your neighborhoods. I hope they're not in your house, but there's a possibility that some of you have parents that are doing drugs. And so I want to give you some ways that I believe you can fight this. You don't have to just accept it. You don't have to give in. You don't have to be another victim to drugs and alcohol. And today, since I'm not going to go through the list today, I just want to encourage you, get in God's Word. Spend some time in prayer. I know I say this all the time, but you can't pray too much. You can't read God's Word too much. And make sure that you are in God's house every possible time you can. Make a commitment to get involved in a good Bible-believing church. God bless you. I hope you tune in this week. We're going to talk about some really important things. God bless you.